Welcome back to Body Art Unleashed. We weren't gone that long, and we promised you we were going to bring you interviews, and we're going to be talking to some of the most talented tattoo artists in the world. Mario Barth, of course, here in charge, and the birther, the father of Body Art.
The birth father. How can it be a birth father? Can it be a birth father?
The birther.
The birther. That's a good one. I like
that. Is that a word? Like you birthed it?
I birthed it. I birthed it.
Anyway,
I birthed
his
it.
idea. That was my point.
Well, the best part. It's one of the parts where you guys see already. We are completely on the spot, so we are unscripted. We have it's not like
raw.
Television. What you know, we are raw. As I said earlier, we make mistakes. We don't want that, right? In our industry, we want to be in charge of our own personalities and our own people and our own parts, what we do. And we decide what we speak about, when we speak about it, what we speak about. And right now we decided that we talk to Mr. Demasi.
Yay!
Art Junkies, say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
That was it?
Yep.
Okay, that was it. It just said hello.
No, I'm honored to be here. This is a little dream come true sitting here with Mario. I mean, he knows the backstory of myself, but this is really a groundbreaking event. Coming from when I started tattooing, everything was a secret. Everything was locked up. You couldn't really get any information out of anybody, you know? It was very, well, what colors you use, they're not gonna tell you. When I first started, Mario was the first guy that actually answered questions for me. You know, I was a young, hungry kid wanting to learn everything I could, and Mario's like, hey, if you have a question worth asking, is a question worth answering. And ever since that, I was an open book as well. I learned as much as I could from Mario and passed it on to whoever else wanted to learn. So that really changed things for me. The fact that he was so open-minded about the industry itself and what we were doing, just to see art progress, just to see tattoo evolve. And from that point forward, I mean, we've done books, DVDs, seminars, I mean, all kinds of stuff just to help people realize what can be done.
I mean, that's a big part for Body Art Unleashed, right? We say now it's ready, right? It took a long time for this industry to go where it is. We started like years and years ago. You guys know that story. Because your grandfather told you that story, your grandmother, your mother, it's like, all prisoners, all gangsters, you know?
I mean, it's all new for me too. So, I mean, if it is new for you and nobody did tell you, let him be your grandmother to tell you.
So everybody, we're gonna go, we have the next 2 days to do that. We're gonna tell you little clips, we talk about history, we show you some stuff. But it's the truth. I mean, it's from a time where I came up, I always wondered why we do one of the most precious jobs in the world and we cannot say who we are, what we're doing, and we can't share information. And I think Mike is a living example. You guys changed the industry afterwards. I remember in the beginning when you came in with your crazy color portraits. Like everybody said, like, it can't be done, can't be done. And you said, F it.
Yeah, that was
all, right?
That was it. Well, I was told by St. Mark at a convention one time, like, if you could draw it, you could tattoo it. So what's the difference? And then that like really blew my mind. It was like, yeah, I can draw that. Like, why couldn't I tattoo it?
Because it's not that easy.
Yeah,
it's not that easy to just tattoo it.
It's different, but I think the people's mindsets were different too. They didn't believe they could do it. Like if you had to have a black line in there, or it wasn't gonna hold up. You had to have, you know, all these traditional elements of a tattoo, or it was gonna disappear. Well, that's all bullshit, right? Like you're still putting ink in the skin no matter what you do.
Yeah.
And then the colors really changed everything for an artist like myself, because Intense was the first one that had browns, had flesh tones. It had stuff that I was able to work with to develop a portrait.
Yeah, you don't know that yet, but
you know?
not so long ago, the tattoo industry didn't have that many pigments, right? Regardless, I mean, there was
19 was huge.
19 was like massively. We created them in the early 2000s. It was like the artists were at that time, they had just 7, 8 colors. And then I created 19 colors because everybody said you can't use any more colors. And remember then when I went for 101, I was like, because there was the 101 Arabian Nights, the story, and I grew up on that as a kid. So I said, I want 101 different color shades. And that was it. And today we have hundreds.
How many are there?
Out of 280, 200.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy stuff.
It's insane. But like the amount, I mean, those 19 colors changed tattooing. You know, I mean, even Mario knows, like he gave me a first set like that he was still working on. I was on saran wrap and, you know, I remember having it and I got these 19 colors home and I just couldn't wait. I got home that day and just started tattooing. I was like, I gotta see what these colors are about. And then watching Mario tattoo, I'd never seen it before. I mean, he poured out his 19 colors and then like 20 rows of white.
Yes.
I was like, what is he gonna do with all this white? And then just watching mixing and intermixing all these colors, and I was just like, wow, he just created 100 more colors off of
amazing.
19. You know what I mean? And then it really got the wheels turning that I could really tattoo anything I want. And the color palette's huge.
That's the goal, right? The goal in our industries in general, and when we look for the right tattoos, we will find this out. What happens is basically that you want to open up the limitations, right? Tattooing was super limited in the early days, and you could only do this, and the industry itself actually restricted it, right? Like the industry itself put the cap on and said, like, you can't tell anybody, don't tell them this, how to do this. So there was no information. And today, God thanks, with the internet, right, and everything what we are doing right now, it's like we can break that hurdle super easy, go out, talk about it, and anybody who has an interest gets the answer, right? And they can ask questions. I know there's already several questions coming in. I think it's already pretty moving. We're gonna try to get to them as soon as we can. But what do you think about that we finally talk to the world on our own terms, not on a television channel's term?
I love it because, I mean, it's grown so fast. I mean, when we first started doing color realism work, everybody they shunned it. You know what I mean? Like, oh, it's not gonna hold up, it's not gonna last, what are you guys doing? And then the fact that we started sharing knowledge was very frowned upon.
Yeah.
Extremely. I mean, Mario shared it with us, but then there was like a group of us that just took it and tried to share it with the world. And we've had millions of conversations with people before, like, why do you do that? Are you afraid somebody's gonna get better? Are you afraid there's gonna be people that outgrow you and you're not gonna be able to tattoo? And it's like, no, like, I wanna see what's gonna happen. I wanna see what's gonna happen with the industry. Like, right now, everything's awesome. Could you imagine 10 years from now how much better it's going to be?
You have to help each other out.
And you guys are
Everything
gonna
is
see later some of the artists tattooing this weekend. I mean, Steve Butcher's doing things that, you know, most people would never in a million years think that could be done on the skin. Now imagine 10 years from now, somebody younger coming around, more experienced, learning from Steve, learning from everybody else. What's gonna happen 10 years from now?
Can I ask you this though? Like, at what point in your life did you decide this is what I'm gonna do? Obviously, you're very talented.
12.
Obviously, you're artists, right?
Yep.
So it starts with sketches, it starts there, but how you're able to translate that, you learned after you started asking questions. So you're 12 years old.
Yes.
And then what do you do from 12 on to prepare?
I was
life.
extremely obsessed with art in general. And then I went and seen my brother get tattooed for the first time. And it was the most amazing atmosphere. Loud music, I mean, you know, bikers up front
Lifestyle.
smoking, like just, you know, but creating artwork
Grandmother
at the same
story
time,
and
you know?
granddad story.
And it was
Yeah,
like,
I like it, though.
I need to do this. This is what I want to do. And I mean, my brother was 10 years older than me, and he's like, you're crazy. But I was already drawing. And that day I went back, got tattoo magazines, funny story. And like the first magazine I got was Mario Barth. And there was an article in there that he had wrote about you're only as good as your apprentices. You know what I mean? And your goal is to teach somebody and then be better than you, or you failed as a teacher.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah,
That's
it's-
a really
it's
good
true.
And
philosophy.
that was one of those things I kept on my wall. I had all the artwork on my wall, and I just strived to try to be that good one day. You know?
Yeah.
But it's the truth, you know, that most people forget, like in our industry, and that's something why this is such an important event. It's like, it really is the truth. Every apprentice you have, if you try to apprentice somebody or try to learn to be a tattoo artist, you have to be better than your teacher. If you're not better than your teacher, you failed as well as an apprentice. So it's very hard for the teachers to understand that your how you call them, pupils or pupils should be better than you. And if they're not, if you don't allow them to grow with open information, and if you don't allow them to become the best artists they are failing as a teacher. So it's a super important issue in our industry, but still has to be driven. And I think this is why this is such a big part, right? What we're seeing, what happens, and then there's many great artists like Mike Demasi, which is going on with color portraits. You will also be working. We see you live tattooing in the next couple of days, in the next 48 hours. And then we also have some great masters of the black line techniques and lettering styles. Like millions of people get letterings all day. We have BJ Betts coming up next. We're gonna talk to him a little bit. And I mean, I'm really super happy to have you a part of this event here. You know, it's a long way coming, right? Yeah. It's like Rocky's Road to. I will not scream at the end. It's not good. We did it. It's not working.
But it's always groundbreaking. You know, I mean, and I'm very appreciative to be part of the Intense family, and you know, from day one, it's always been what could I do to make the industry better. That's always been Mario's goal, and it was like the same thing with me. What could I do? How can I contribute to make the industry better? And now this is just the next step.
And that's now that it's on them to make the industry better, right?
Of
On
course.
all of you, what you ask us and the questions you bring to us, and we're gonna answer them. So we don't know what we're gonna talk about until you send us questions.
You're dictating the show.
Yeah, you guys, I don't want to say you're dictators, but you're dictating the show. She's right.
No, it's true. But wait, Mike, have you had a chance to turn around and find yourself an apprentice?
Oh, yes, I've had multiple.
I can't stand him.
And,
I can't stand his apprentice. He covered a piece of what I did years ago.
What do you mean?
He
On
went
who? On
over
him?
my piece. I created this unbelievable art piece. It was so incredible 500 years ago. And then he came in and covered it up.
Wait, well, who had it though?
One of my main guys who is a producer here, he has a...
Okay.
But I'm not mad at him because it really wasn't the best piece.
Yeah, we've had
Anymore.
multiple. It's good though. It was good.
It's
It
all
was just
fun.
like it was like it made it enhanced it. if you
Yes,
will.
yes.
Not completely covered because it's still there.
It enhanced it by making it disappear. Because you have to tell him that we talk
yeah.
about
He
worldwide.
knows.
Just worldwide.
Yeah, he knows. It was pretty funny. But no, Brent Olson was my latest apprentice, and he's been just dominating. He's such a
Yeah.
good artist. And like, I think the best part about teaching somebody is once you see him grow and once you see him progress, as a teacher, it makes you want to progress too. Because now I got to try to keep up with Brent.
Yeah.
You know what I
So you
mean?
push each other, and then that in itself ends
Yeah.
up helping everybody else.
Yeah,
out
you don't
in
want
the
to
long run.
get beat by a little
And it's been
apprentice, you know?
a few.
No.
It's been a long time. I mean, I've apprenticed multiple people, and they all, went on to be great, huge successes. But Brent was like the last one. I was like, I'm only going to do one more, and then he's going to pass on the torch to somebody else.
Yeah, we all have one like that, right? I have Jay,
Yeah.
and we have a new one as well. When Jay is with me for 18 years, incredible tattoo artist, works in my shop, and then Kyle, right, like the young one, which is like really old school. So I think that's really what this is all about, right? It's like to make it grow, make it better, make it bring it to a bigger audience. That you guys, even if you have no tattoos, understand what we do. Next time you walk down the road and you see somebody tattooed, he's not always from that section of the town where you think where all the girls stand on the corner, you know?
Right.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Well, you really
A different world
now.
nowadays, that's for sure.
So much for that picture.
That's such a good point, though, because you used to see people that had sleeves like you guys do or whatever, and be like, "Oh, that guy's gonna get you in all kinds of trouble." But of course, girls like me were like, "Oh, hi." But really, now you stop and you notice it's beautiful. The colors are amazing. I was watching Mike yesterday. You were doing Scarlett Johansson.
Yes.
It was her character
Yeah,
from
Black Widow.
Black Widow. It looked exactly like her. I'm in shock because again, all of this is kind of new to me, where some of you are very familiar with all of this. But I feel like I get to admire and I appreciate your work from a different side, and getting brought into it. It's very addicting, in a good way.
Good.
It is.
So, do we want to go for BJ? We want to bring him in?
Yeah,
'Cause I
let's
know he
do
has
that.
to go to work too later, right?
Yes.
You have to work.
Yeah.
Mike has to work. So.
Work.
Yeah, he's needed. So we're gonna take another break. We'll be right back with BJ. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.